And what is up, everybody? It's your boy Tino, and we're here on this Thursday. As you guys know, the baseball season is over, which means the White Sox, I should say. Did that on purpose. White Sox did not make the playoffs, which means no more Southside Boys episode until next year. But that just means we're now back here every Thursday on Tino's Time to do some T.T.W episodes, talk about the news, the notes, the rumors, and everything going on in the WWE world. Some days they'll be on the weekends, just depending on the week. But for the most part, we're going to make Thursdays T.T.W episodes, and we're going to talk about it all. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We got NXT versus TNA. Today's title of today's episode, if you people did not see, it is Does WWE Need an Off Season? We're going to talk about the stale product that has been on Raw, SmackDown, why NXT is the best weekly wrestling show on the planet, and how all of the things have been going on. But let's get to the chat. Let's see if there is anybody in the chat. And if not, that's okay. We'll get to talking. And if you guys do have any questions, concerns, comments, anything, let me know. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I know you guys have been saying in the chat that you guys have missed these episodes. But before we talk about does WWE need an off season, let's talk about a few of the other things that have been going on in the professional wrestling world. We recently saw this man leave WWE, and I didn't think it would be that fast of a turnaround, but the man's becoming like that Simpsons meme where he's walking in and walking out of companies, because we saw him leave WWE a couple weeks or like the beginning of September. And yesterday on AEW Dynamite, even though we don't cover AEW all the time on the channel now, still wanted to talk about this because Andrade it's not that he breaks his silence. I guess he did put out a tweet and did say that, he's here and he's back and everything else like that. But I don't think anybody expected Andrade to return on AEW so quickly. And it was just one of those things that when I saw the video and the clip of him coming out and him being a part of the Don Callis family now, I thought it was somebody else. I didn't know who the hell it was going to be. And it was just like I said, I didn't think that we would see somebody go to AEW that quickly. I thought the rule was still 90 days. But Andrade, we'll have to see what he does with the Don Callis family. Like I have talked about a lot on the channel and on these episodes with AEW, it just doesn't feel the same as it once did back in the beginning of the days when they started, back when Cody and MJF were doing their stuff, CM Punk and MJF, even the Stadium Stampede with, what was it, oh my God, why can't I'm blanking on the Jericho Appreciation Society. And who was the other team that they took on? But those were the times for AEW. And for me, I just am not. I watch it. I do watch it weekly, and I do look at the clips and everything. But it just has not been what it once was. And it's, yeah. But that's just how I feel about AEW. Let me know what you guys think. Mr. OTM, Too Sweet Kyle in the house. What's up, Kyle? I have a concern. You heard is on Tiffany's babe body. You heard your head is. He said, I'm concerned. I was listen. He said, I was like, wait, what? You're funny. I didn't listen. I didn't do it. Now I feel like I got to make the screen bigger. Man, there we go. We'll do it that way. I was trying to make it look like I was on the movie screen, but you're right. It did look like I was just. That's good. Anyway, that was funny. I needed that. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, bro? Daniel, what have you been doing? How have you been feeling? And what did you think about everything that happened on NXT this week? Because I am going to give you my thoughts on the show and give you my predictions on who I think is going to win the 4 matches that have been announced as of this moment. And then we're going to do a full deep video later on, most likely Monday morning, Tuesday morning. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my full thoughts about it. But TNA, NXT, Invasion, or I'm sorry, Showdown, I should say, is going down this upcoming Tuesday on the CW. Free television. You love to see it. PLE type atmosphere it should be. I thought this would be a pay-per-view. I thought we would definitely be showing this the Sunday after freaking the show in Saudi, Crown Jewel. And not, is it Saudi? I don't freaking Perth, wherever the hell they're at next week, where we got to wake up at 7 a.m. I thought for sure they were going to do it on Sunday, but no, they said we're going to give it to you on free TV. And we got some matches that we're going to see. We're going to see the Hardy Boys, the greatest tag team of all time, taking on Dark State for both TNA and NXT tag team titles. We're going to see Ethan Page, the NXT North American champion, take on the former NXT star. He never got his NXT North American championship opportunity against Dominic Mysterio at No Mercy. And he's getting it. It's Mustafa Ali making his return last Tuesday to NXT. And he will be now taking on Ethan Page for that North American title. And as I talk about AEW comes on my television screen. What is today? Thursday. No, Thursday Night Football is on tonight. AEW was on last night. That's not Friday, but never mind. I don't even know what day it is sometimes, guys. But, in Showdown, I almost said Invasion again. Showdown, we also have the 2 Survivor Series style matches, 4-on-4. And I was listening to the night shift this morning when I was working, and I agree with you, Kyle, on I thought it was going to be 5-on-5, and I was waiting for them to announce a 5th person or have them go and have them be a part of, isn't that what Survivor Series is? It's always 5-on-5. And as you and Jay Gold did mention and did talk about, especially for the women, we don't have as many TNA women that, the roster should have, and as they did back in the day, like the Beautiful People, Galkins of the worlds, Mickey James of the worlds, and it was very shocking to see them pick the Iconics. Kalani Jordan being part of the team. We'll talk about that more on the preview show, but that's confusing the hell out of me still. And she's literally been she won the championship like 6 days ago. Like, I get it if she maybe won it like a couple months or whatever, but how the hell are you going to go from being Team NXT to being Team TNA within a span of 5 days because you hold the championship? Shouldn't Trick be on TNA's team then? Wouldn't that make sense? We could have Oba be on NXT. I don't know. I'm saying, though, in bold prediction, in case you guys don't watch the preview show, I'm going to say Trick turns on TNA or on NXT, and I'm going to say Trick joins TNA. And him and Mike Santana have some type of a deal where Trick helps him and Santana gets an opportunity, and then Santana, maybe he's the one to take it off of Trick Williams. We'll see what happens with that. But that is what we have for NXT Showdown, TNA NXT Showdown. As I said, or I guess I didn't say the teams. The teams for NXT and TNA for the men are NXT. We got Ricky Saints. We got Miles Bourne. We got Javon Evans, the OG. And then we got the TNA champion, Trick Williams. On TNA, we have Mike Santana. We have Frankie Kazarian. We have, why am I blanking on the other two? We have Leon Slater. And then who the hell was, Moose. And then we have Moose. My thing is, though, where is Cardona? Where is Nick Nemeth? Where is freaking, we've seen them fighting in the crowd or like in the audience with the other TNA superstars. What are they doing on the show? Are we going to have some impromptu matches? We could very well. This is a special that, again, they should have definitely just done on Peacock. They could have made it 3 hours and could have had a couple more matches, and I feel like definitely people would watch it. Just like Bound for Glory is coming up. Is that the pay-per-view the Hardy Boys are having their match with the Dudley Boys? But it should be, is it Bound? I think it is Bound for Glory. But there's going to be a lot of people that watch NXT that are going to go watch and buy the TNA pay-per-view, or they're going to watch it on the bad websites that people stream. Yeah. So those were the teams for the men. Now for the women, for Team NXT, I don't know what we're doing here. We got Kalani Jordan. Again, nothing against these women. I love them all. We got Jakara Jackson, formerly known as, now I don't even know, what is it? Somebody help me out in the chat. I forget how to say her new name. We have that. We have her. And then we have The Iconics, now known as the Inspiration, Cassie Lee, and Jessica McCann. Peyton Royce, Billy Kay. And then for Team NXT, we have JC Jane, we got Lola Vice, we got Jada Parker, and we got the only 2-belt champ in NXT now, Miss Sol Luca. Looks like Zarya is upset about not having and not being a part of the team. It looks like Sol and Zarya might be on a collision course to be turning on each other. And I don't know. I'm just very interested to see how these 4 matches play out. I'll give you my full thoughts and predictions on Tuesday morning when the preview show comes out, and when we do the show, and when we talk about it completely. Most likely Tuesday morning and the morning of NXT after we have Raw and everything else like that. But TNA NXT Invasion Showdown, I should say, is going to be a good one. And it's going to be a show that you're not going to not want to miss. Speaking of Invasion Showdown, whatever you want to say it is, or however the heck you want to say the number, whatever we want to go with it, we will be doing, and as you guys know, you guys already did vote in the winner of the retro pay-per-view for this upcoming month, or I guess this month. We're doing a lot of retro things because we love ourselves some retros here on the channel. But you guys voted, and on Saturday, we will be doing the Backlash 2007 watch along, as we'll be going back to the year 2007. I was just a young 11-year-old watching wrestling, thinking it was the greatest of all time, and I just was enjoying life. But then on Sunday, after we watch a day full of football, we got London football again, guys. You guys know how much we love ourselves some London football. 8:30 in the morning, yeet. But then after all that, and after we have the noon, the 3 o'clock games, hopefully. Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. The Bears don't play this week, so we have a bye. You'll love to see it. But Sunday night football, TGI, or you were going to wait all night for Sunday night. But you're not just going to wait all night for Sunday night for football. You're going to wait Sunday night because you're going to come and hang out with me, as we're going to go back and we're going to watch the first ever PLE pay-per-view Invasion WCW, WWF. It's going down. We're going to have ourselves a good time. It's funny that Kyle and Jay Gold were actually talking about this on the night shift last night, or Tuesday night. And now we're making it a reality. It's going down. We're watching that on Sunday night. While we watch Sunday Night Football also, I don't think it's that good of a game, but, we'll watch it on. And if you want to watch that. But, yeah, as I said, Saturday, we'll be here for Backlash 2007. You guys voted, and the winner was Backlash 2007. Fatal 4-way match, a triple threat match, and I think a last man standing match, if I'm not mistaken. Shall be a good one. And it shall be one of the things that goes down. And it's a good time. I do want to also talk about something I found very interesting that I saw recently on, it was Ringside Wrestling Report, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a report from Linda McMahon, and it was about Vince McMahon and about how they almost became bankrupt, and they almost had, I should say they had filed investment, and they left her and Vince McMahon bankrupt. And I was looking this up, and I was seeing what it was about and everything, but I just thought it was interesting because it's just one of those things you really never know what goes on behind closed doors, and things can happen. Things go down, it's just one of those things that you really never know. And Linda did say in the interview that they got through it, and they did have to, figure out what ways. And if, like I said, if you want to go read the whole interview, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the whole story because, we'll just be here for hours. But it just, it was an interesting read to listen and hear the side of, somebody else besides Vince, because Linda has not really been in the business too much. I think the last time I remember seeing her was when she was in the wheelchair and everything. I know she's made semi appearances throughout the years, but we rarely see her, and I don't think we ever will. But go and read that article. I thought it was really interesting to see. It is Thursday, and you guys know usually we're not here on Thursdays, and we are not back on Tino's time on usually until Friday nights. And well, Friday night SmackDown is on tomorrow, and we got the card. So let's do it, and let's talk about what we got going down tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. As I thought I thought Crown Jewel was this weekend for some reason. I was getting ready to wake up at 5:30 on Saturday. No, that's next weekend, thank God. But tomorrow on SmackDown, 7 p.m. Speaking of times, the following Monday, 1 week from this upcoming Monday, Raw starts at 7 a.m. because it is, and they're staying in Perth. And as you guys know, it's going to start at 6 a.m. on Saturday. Monday, Raw, Monday at 7 a.m., if I'm not mistaken. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, going to team up. It's only a matter of time before Randy Orton turns heel. And we finally get the storyline that we've been talking about for a long time. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. We need to see that go down. But tomorrow they're going to take on the Bronsons, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Sami Zayn will have, and he will defend, and he will put his U.S. title on the line again in an open challenge. I'm going to tell you, I think it will be after we talk about the rest of the card. Damian Priest will be in action. Tiffany Stratton will address her upcoming match with Stephanie Valkyrie at Crown Jewel. You guys know, and I'm happy that NXT is taking a part and they're doing something similar to the Survivor Series matches. The one thing that I just do not like about this Crown Jewel thing is that we just see the champions versus champions. You know, there's different ways that we could do and have matches, and the fact that we're just putting Cody and Seth in a match just because they're the champions, I personally just do not like that, and I would rather see them feud with somebody else and have two separate matches than them fight for a ring that they're going to carry around like it's a Super Bowl ring, and then they keep the championship in Perth or Australia or wherever they're at for that pay-per-view. And I just don't understand what it doesn't make sense. And don't forget, guys, we now get charged $30 a month for ESPN Unlimited so we can watch this nonsense. Huh? Exactly. So, exactly. There you go. And what she said, you don't have to pay for it. You just come and hang out. I'll pay for it. I'll watch it, and I'll let you know what happens. But if you want to, and if you want to see it, you know, that's what happens. And as I said when we talked about WrestlePalooza, I really just expected them to go out and make these things a lot bigger and these shows feel like an actual event, unlike just a regular SmackDown, Raw, or Saturday night's main event. If we're paying for it, they should at least do something. But then again, why would they ever do anything that we wanted? Or why would they listen to the fans? Remember when they all came out and said they were going to listen to us? Yeah, that didn't go as planned, did it? But that is what we have for Friday Night SmackDown. And while we're here, I'll just give you my quick predictions. I think Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton will win the tag team match, probably the main event of the show. We'll see Sami Zayn. Who does he put the title against? Who does he put the title on the line against? We saw him take on Javon Evans. We've seen him take on Mr. John Cena. We've seen him take on Mr. Carmelo Hayes. Him, Dragon Lee, if I'm not mistaken. We've seen Shinsuke in the background a little bit. I'm going to say, and just for the hell of it, because you guys know how much I love to just throw stuff out, because as I always say, it's on the recording and we're here on YouTube. So if it is a reality, we just come back to the live stream and then we're like, hell yeah, here we go. But I'm going to say that we're going to see Sami Zayn take on Miles Bourne. NXT star. I know he's only has been on NXT for a very short a period of time, but we saw Javon Evans last week. Miles Bourne was put on the fourth team and the fourth member of Team NXT. So why not give him a shout and why not put him on the main roster and just see how he, interacts and see how he does on the SmackDown show. Now, could be somebody as silly as, I was thinking, what if Ethan Page comes out and say, I want the U.S. title. I already got the North American title. Ethan Page has also been rumored kind of to come up on Raw or SmackDown. But the one guy I also do want to talk about is Obafemi. People have mentioned, and we did not see him on NXT this past Tuesday. He's not part of the NXT team. He was nowhere to be found on Tuesday. And that could only mean maybe one thing, is that the ruler is on the way to the main roster. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to be bold with that, say Miles Bourne. But I feel like the realistic pick and the realistic option, especially since we did not see him this past Tuesday, I'm going to say it's Obafemi. Another NXT star gets a little shout. Damian Priest will be in action. I doubt. I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow. Maybe it'll be like a random person like Dragon Lee. Maybe it'll be one of the El Grande Americanos. Who the hell knows? But either way, Damian Priest is going to get attacked by Aleister Black again. We're going to continue to see them continue to feud. And we're going to continue to see them go out there and do whatever they're doing with that. I really hope they get a match at Crown Jewel. Maybe they'll add that match tomorrow. I think they should add maybe one or two more matches, depending on how they want the card to play out. But, again, guess the less matches, the less time we got to be here. And the faster we get all go back to bed. Because that's all I'm doing on Saturday. I'm sleeping all day. But that's what I'm going to say happens on SmackDown. I'm sure we'll see promos, video packages. John Cena's last match, December 13th in Washington, D.C. on Saturday night. It's going to be a sad one. It's going to be a sad day. But speaking of John Cena's farewell tour, speaking of John Cena's last match, around that time, yeah, literally, you can't see him. Around that time, we will be going, and as you guys saw in the half main event mixer, we watched a bunch of John Cena's brutal matches. Well, I want to go back and I want to just relive some of John Cena's greatest moments, some things that he did early in his career, things that he, all that good stuff. So around the last time, and maybe even that week of, we're going to go back, we're going to have ourselves a little retro John Cena night. We're going to have, and we're just going to talk about it. Maybe we'll have some guests if people will show up. And just celebrate the career of Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Disrespect, or Respect, however you want to go about it. If you liked his heel turn, if you didn't like his heel turn, if you know your own feelings on that, you guys know. Yeah. Now let's talk about the whole reason why I wanted to do this episode. Was because does WWE need an off season? If you watch other sports, and maybe you don't, because I do know a lot of people that just watch wrestling and they don't watch football, baseball, soccer, volleyball, college sports, whatever sport you're into. For the most part, all sports have an off season, except WWE. WWE 25/8/369. They are literally live every day, all the time. It's like me. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they got something going on. There is no off season. And right after WrestleMania, the biggest event of the year, just like the Super Bowl or the World Series, the NBA Finals, the World Cup, usually there's a little bit of a break. And, teams get healthy, guys getting work out and do what they got to do to get whatever you do in the off season. I don't know. I'm sure it's different, and it is different for every sport. What's up, Hassan? Speaking of that, Hassan, whose birthday is it? It's your dad's. Happy birthday to Hassan's. It's Hassan's dad. Happy birthday, Funny as hell. But, yes, happy birthday.
Another year. Another one bites dust.
Yeah, another one down, another one does, and another one bites the dust. But, biting the dust, and going back to what I was saying about the offseason, every sport has one. And I think WWE would benefited a lot. Because we see a lot of, especially as of late on Raw, SmackDown, we have seen a lot of the same things. Same main events. Seth Rollins comes out. The Vision comes out. Paul Heyman comes out. Cody Rhodes comes out. It's all the same things. It's all the same nonsense. We sit here and waste these hours and these times watching these shows. And nothing for the most part besides maybe a couple shows here and there. We see some big moments throughout and we have ourselves that is just one really great show. But as I said, as of late, Raw has just felt very slow. I feel like I'm sleeping half the time, and thank God. No, not thank God for the New Day. Thank God for Monday Night Football, because if it was not for Monday Night Football, And me having to worry about fantasy players or if the Bears are playing, I don't know if I'd be staying up as much as I am during the Raws because, like I said, they just have not been good. There's some good things that happen, but, since WrestlePalooza, and it's only been a couple weeks, we aren't seeing Brock Lesnar. We have seen reports that Brock Lesnar is now gone for a while. AJ Lee maybe will come back next week. CM Punk will be returning on Raw next week. But it just feels like they built up to WrestlePalooza so much and they wanted to do everything they possibly could to try to make that show as exciting as big as they possibly could. But now you're taking away from the other shows. You're taking away from the other things. And I know it's all about the money and this and that. But as I said earlier, the shows are all still now going to be on ESPN. We all still have to watch it. Well, I mean, you don't have to. I ain't nobody's forcing you. You don't. You can do whatever the hell you don't want. You could stay. You could wait till you wake up on Saturday morning and not wake up at 6 a.m. because you're a normal person and not a crazy one like me. But what do you got for me, Hassan? You got football. You got Tino's time. You got TNA Victory Road, and Hassan. You got a busy weekend, bro. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with me. But as I said, and as I was saying, it would benefit everybody to have an off season. These superstars could get healthier. We could get a little break from wrestling. We don't have to, and again, I'm not saying it's going to be the longest time in the world, but give it a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. If I didn't have Raw or SmackDown or NXT for a couple weeks, I might actually feel like get a little rejuvenated, be like, oh, yeah, I missed it a little bit. Again, not like there's stuff that we can't watch to catch up on, and there's people that still will watch the WWE Network or Peacock or ESPN, whatever the heck you watch, or you're using that VPN on Netflix and you just get it all in for free. If it's for free, it's for me. Now, like I said, healthy, us not getting burnt out, creators not getting burnt out, the superstar, it would just be beneficial for everybody. And as I said, it doesn't need to be the longest amount of time. Just give everybody the way they should look about it is like a Christmas break. Give everybody a Christmas break for like 2 weeks. Everybody, you take 2 shows off, Monday, Fridays. Maybe they do a couple house shows, but I know a lot of them obviously need the money and need the paycheck. But again, there's things you can't do to make a couple dollars on the side. Figure it out, I guess is what I'll say. Especially if it would go a long way to help the business and help the people. I just think having an off season in any type of an aspect would help every single person. Especially, I'm not talking about just WWE. I'm talking about AEW. I'm talking about TNA. I'm talking about all of them. Because we see what these people put their bodies through. We see how much time they give up, how much time they really do spend at home. And thankfully, since Mr. Vince McMahon has been gone and Tony Khan, people ask for time off. People get holidays off. People say, hey, I got a kid function or I got a play or something to go to, more or less likely, unless it's like WrestleMania weekend. I feel like Triple H, Nick Khan, Tony Khan, whoever's in charge at that time, whatever company they're in, is going to say, yeah, no problem. And it just helps a lot with the moral, with the locker room, and all of the things. But WWE having an off season is something I truly think that they need to consider. And as I said, it could be literally 2 weeks. Think of it as a Christmas break. Let me know, though, what you guys think about possibly having a off season for the WWE. Would you like it? Would you not? Do you like WWE? Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, all the shows being on every week, 52 days a year. They do film a lot of the shows sometimes too, and that's the thing with spoilers and with the shows that they tape. It's what's the point of watching it if you have already seen it and you have to worry about not having to check your phone, especially how social media is nowadays. You can't go on if something happens, that's literally the first thing you'll see on your phone. It does not matter what the topic, what the thing is. If it's a team winning a Super Bowl, if it's a president, whatever it may be, it is always on there and you just can't get away from it. And I just, like I said, it would just be so much better. And I feel like if you took a poll of 100 wrestlers, I'm going to say at least 65 of them say yes, that they would like that. And they would definitely take the few weeks off and not have to do what they do to put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you guys feel and what you guys think about all I just said about everything that we have talked about for the last 30 minutes. As I said, we will be back here tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Come and hang out as we watch the show 1 week, 8 days away from Crown Jewel. Saturday, we have a retro PLE pay-per-view. It is the year 2007. I was a young 10, 11-year-old watching WWE at the time, and, it was just a good time. We have John Cena, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Batista, Bobby Lashley. We have Umaga, Shane McMahon, and more. Melina, Mickey James, and no, not Chris Van Vliet is not on the show. Imagine Chris Van Vliet. Sunday, though, we'll be back. Tuesday Showdown. Well, let's go back to Invasion. Let's watch it. Let's see what it was all about. And let's see if there's any type of things that we see on Tuesday that they take from this PLE pay-per-view. It's Retro Weekend on the channel after tomorrow. We're going to watch 2 retro pay-per-views. We're going to have ourselves a chill, relaxed weekend as we get ready for what shall be a nuts and long, early, no sleep week as we have Crown Jewel. We have Friday Night SmackDown. We have Monday Night Raw the following week starting at 7 a.m. There's going to be a lot to do. But, guys, appreciate y'all as always coming here and hanging out with me. I don't got much else to say. I feel like that's all that was really be going on. There's not too much going on other than that as I saw in the wrestling world. But it's going to be a good week upcoming with Showdown, Crown Jewel, and all the things. Guys, go follow all the social medias. Go and make sure you check out the OTM guys. The Main Event Network crew, we're on the road to 300. I don't know if anybody else claimed the prizes, but if not, looks like you got to wait till you get to 300. Go check out the OTM, as I said. They're on the road to 500. And once they do get to 500, Mr. Ian over there, full-time, part-timer, will be doing a 24-hour live stream. And as I said, and as I've told them, and I've said it here, we're going to help Ian out. We'll go hang out with Ian for a little bit. So make sure you go and subscribe to them. Southside Boys, as I said, baseball playoffs are underway. You go and check out all the old episodes. You should subscribe to get ready for the 2026 season, because I think the White Sox are going to do way better next year than obviously, and I mean, compared to what they've done. I mean, how much worse could it really get, right? I've said that before, though. But go check out the Southside Boys. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Go watch some Thursday Night Football, the baseball playoffs. But before you go, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn that notification button on. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown.